The crying was deafening,
Oh my
but I
God.
continued moving forward.
Are you crazy?
I had the room in my sight as I crept forward, but I only made it halfway through that basement.
Hey, what's scarier than crazy people, y'all? Dead crazy people. We can react to a story today about another insane asylum. And I did one of these a little while back, an animation about some kids or some young guys that went explore an insane asylum, an abandoned one, and it was very, very creepy. And Dr NoSleep put together a little 3-story montage about some horror stories about the insane asylums. And story 3 looks like it's going to be very intriguing, so we're going to react to it today. Make sure to head on over to Dr NoSleep's channel, click the subscribe button and the notification bell, and if you like reaction videos, make sure to subscribe to me too. Let's get into the animation.
There's an old insane asylum in downstate Mississippi that people don't seem to talk about much anymore.
Mississippi? Hey, that's around my neck of the woods, man. We all down south down here.
They closed it back in the 50s, and for decades, it had been abandoned.
Looks rough.
No one wants to buy it, and it's a good thing because people say it is one of the most haunted places in the South.
We have a plantation home named the Myrtle Plantation in Louisiana that's supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the United States. And I've never heard about any insane asylums down there, especially in Mississippi, so I don't know if this is a true deal or whatever, but it's definitely worth looking into. I might have to check it out.
I'm not one for believing in such stories, but people refuse to get anywhere close to that thing.
I mean, it's
There
abandoned.
is an old myth that's been going around about the things that happened in that place.
Okay, tell us about it.
Parents of children born with abnormalities would send them there in the hopes that their kids would somehow be healed.
Okay.
But that's not the worst part. It's
All
what
right.
happened in that place that truly makes my skin crawl. These children were used as a sample study for new drugs and medical procedure
Like stem
testing.
cell research
Many
and
new
stuff?
medications that had not been tested on humans were
Oh
used.
no, on babies? Why would you test them on babies and not adults? Why? That's just cruel.
Grotesque procedures that caused more physical harm than good were conducted.
Oh
They
God.
were lab rats, and almost all of the medications and procedures were deadly. The parents knew
Oh,
what was going
no.
on,
What?
but allowed it because they thought maybe one of these studies would work.
Oh man, I've heard horror stories about these studies where people go in for these clinical trials for these medications and stuff like that. And you do that of your own free will. Putting a child through that when they're not old enough to know the kind of risk that they're taking. I mean, you just said it's killed them. What if they wanted to live? I'd rather live in ailments than die. Dang.
They closed the place down when word got out. At that point,
Good.
it was too late. Hundreds of children perished due to the activities in that building.
Oh.
There was an investigation after the shutdown, which showed that all the bodies of patients which had succumbed to this testing were burned in the basement's makeshift
my
crematorium.
God.
People believe this is one of the main reasons it's so haunted. Most of the medical equipment is still there, untouched, and left exactly how it was decades prior.
Right.
I visited that dilapidated old building in the past.
You
and
did.
I swore to myself that I would never go back. The minute you step foot inside the confines of that old asylum, you feel the temperature begin to drop.
I guess so.
You can see your breath a few inches in front of your face, even on a summer night.
They say places that have a lot of death like that, especially if their spirits are tormented by the way that they died, just have like a real solid clinging to they trying to cling to life even though they're gone, and that's how some of the hauntings are explained. And in places like this where it ran rampant, if that's true, if there's any validity to that, you can imagine how freaking how restless the spirits would be here.
The wailing sounds and cries echo through the hallways.
Oh god, that would be creepy.
There was an old challenge that nobody wanted to do, going down to the basement and into the crematorium room.
That's where the devil's at.
I was one of the only people that made it down there. However, I never had the courage to go into that room. Upon making it all the way downstairs, I didn't feel right. My vision started to blur and I started to hallucinate.
Boy, you better turn around and go back upstairs. You haven't been real intoxicated or dizzy, or something, and you had to go back upstairs? I've all fourded before. I'll get on all fours. I'll use my hands like a little baby, crawling up the stairs. Heck yeah, I'll use my hands. I'll crawl all the way up there. I'll get back to where I was going, though.
Or so I thought. The crying was deafening, but I continued moving forward.
Are you crazy?
The stench was almost unbearable. I had the room in my sight as I crept forward, but I only made it halfway through that basement. I wanted to continue forward, but then I saw children, dozens of them, running towards me, screaming for help.
That's evil. I'm sorry. That is, that's the devil right there. God dang.
Their faces distorted, their movements petrifying. The only thing I remember was running back out the way I came in and then straight home.
Did you not have people with you?
It was from that moment on that I promised never to go back. I only hope others would heed my warning.
Dude.
Thanks for watching.
Did you think about bringing a cell phone to record or something? I can only imagine. Guys, children, ghostly children, children's voices, baby cries, all of this stuff, when it's relating to paranormal, is extra creepy. I'm sorry. Like, I guess it goes back to, I think it was Amityville a long time ago. One of the scariest movies I ever watched. I don't remember if it was the horror or what. It was the one with the walls bleeding and stuff. They had like music box sounds and babies crying and children laughing kind of all at the same time. And ever since then, man, and when I hear that in movies, it just chills me to the bone. I can't imagine. It's I guess it's something about the innocence of a child that when it's turned into something spooky like this, it feels extra evil. I don't know, but man, I'm gonna have to look that asylum up. Well, looking around a little bit on Google, there's a few of them. There's Mississippi State's Lunatic Asylum. There's a documentary about 7,000 bodies being exhumed from one of them. God damn, I didn't know Mississippi had some deep stuff like this. Holy cow. You guys could do some digging if y'all want. I don't know if I want to dig into this. This might freak me out a little bit. Guys, I hope y'all really enjoyed the story. Make sure to head on over to Dr NoSleep's channel and subscribe to him. And subscribe to this channel if you like reaction videos. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time. Break it down.